Now that I think about, there is really kind of this sort of immense tragedy, the way that things have turned out for kind of the part of the culture that's left of center, because so much of it's based around really this model of academia being the solution to all things, and that if you just had the proper schools and the proper schooling, then any social problem could be handled, that it was like the teachers would be mechanics of the human soul in some way. And it was especially this idea of that it's reason gone wrong, that people do bad things because their reasoning is not correct, that this made perfect sense, it was logical for them to do something bad. When really what the idea is, it's like, no, it was in their interest. We had this term already. We had verbiage for this. It comes out of the Christian tradition. Interest, self-interest. So something that actually also, the new twisting of this concept of really what comes down to power. And a lot of this that people want some kind of, that they've been oppressed and this, that, and the other. And it's like, no, it's that there's actually, you're confused. You really just want power, but you don't know how to have it and then to hold it. And so you get sort of this, now this culture of power out of claiming victimhood, where it's, well, if we just, okay, well, we'll share some of our power. But this is, the big problem with this is, okay, so who is sharing power and how? Like, are they really? Does this group have any real power? So what they're suddenly sharing is worth getting shared, or is it just the demand because we are victims? We want some power. That it's you just dancing to our tune is more than enough. And I've really been thinking about how what has happened is that almost, whoa, yeah, dude. Woo-hoo. Let's see, is he gonna whip it again? No, but he did whip it hard. He whipped it hard. That was something else right there. It was basically a BMW that had been souped up enough that he actually took this corner and like floated. He floated the corner. You don't see that very often here. But so the this idea of that the left has basically now this thing of no. You see, the educated have this higher level of liberties that we should have, especially if you agree with the educated class's point of view. You obviously then the education has therefore worked. You should then, because you are in agreement, you should therefore receive more liberties, such as you get to eat at this restaurant without your mask on. You know, that you will receive an extra special liberty. That it's that unadulterated, it's that desire for unadulterated power, and that the left end of culture has shown that they create very little worthwhile, but they have this immense amount of power, that they create very, very little worthwhile. And especially being that so many of them are in the field of the arts, and that more and more it's kind of that's kind of proving like, oh, artists, right, you know, and oh, this is very arty art. Yes, it's very powerful, your artwork, you know. So they offer nothing. They offer less and less and less to the culture itself, and that without the culture sort of being like, well, you offer this really kind of crappy stuff that I kind of like, so I guess I should listen to you because you're supposed to be really important. And yeah, so I've just been thinking about the tragedy that the left end of the culture really is going to have is when people are like, no, everything they make and do kind of sucks. Because that is what happened after the 70s. after the 70s and the rise of the left in the late 60s, and then it becoming rotten by the 70s, by the late 70s, that's why Reagan got elected. And people mocked the hippies for decades. Yeah, that's where that came from. Because they sucked. They started to really, really suck. So, all right, later.